We're going to be demonstrating 6 exercises today. 4 of them will be flexibility exercises, 2 of them will be strengthening exercises. These exercises are designed to help rectify some of the problems that individuals with pronation distortion syndrome experience.
That's right. I will be demonstrating 2 flexibility exercises and 1 strengthening exercise for the lumbo-pelvic hip complex. So a common issue in pronation distortion syndrome is tightening of the adductors and the adductors being overactive. So we want to stretch those out and lengthen them. We're going to do a self-myofascial release using the foam roller. So I have a foam roller here. What you want to do, Ashley, is you're going to want to put it down on the ground, vertically beside you. Then what you are going to do next is go down onto your hands and knees. And then you're going to externally rotate the hip, placing the inside of the thigh onto the top of the foam roller. You're going to want to move your left leg. If your right leg is on the foam roller, your stance leg is going to have to go back to put your weight into it. If this is comfortable and you feel enough pressure, you can stay here and begin rolling in and out. But if it's not enough, you're going to want to go down onto your elbows, and then you can begin rolling. So you want to roll your leg away, and your foam roller is going to roll inwards immediately towards the inside of your body. If you need a deeper self-myofascial release, a deeper stretching of the groin muscles, you can get back up, lift your leg, move the foam roller closer to the inside of the groin. Your knee should always be at about a 90-degree angle. Again, you can go down onto your elbows, and then you can roll away and roll inwards. You want to keep your back pretty flat as possible through the entire stretching.
Okay, sounds good.
Right, so down onto your hands and knees, and then you want to abduct the leg, externally rotate it, that's right. So you just want to go to the point that's comfortable. You want to roll away or roll in until you find a tender spot. And once you find a tender spot, you want to hold it there until the pain kind of lessens or dissipates. Usually it's always going to be actually at least 30 seconds. If the pain increases or you get sharp pains, any sort of like unusual discomfort, then you want to stop the stretching immediately. Good. And the second exercise, stretching exercise, is going to be the stand and reach. Oh, I was going to this one. So in this one, a common issue with pronation distortion syndrome is that also you have tight biceps femoris, and so this stretching exercise is going to stretch out the hamstrings, specifically the biceps femoris. You want to start by picking a leg. You want to place it up onto the top. Your heel's going to be on the surface. Ideally, you want something that's about knee height. The higher you go, the more intense the stretch. The lower to the ground, the less intense the stretch. So knee length is about middle, which is good for intermediate people. You want to have your stance leg as straight as possible. You don't want to externally rotate, so you don't want your toe facing away. You want to point the toe up, loose knees, don't buckle the knees, and then you're going to, keeping your back as straight as possible and your stomach pulled in, you're going to sit back into this, into the stance leg. For more stretch, you're going to want to put your hands forward and reach. Yes, keeping your back straight. What you don't want to do is collapse into the stretch. Yes. Or rounding of the shoulders. That's right. So keeping your back straight as possible. The further you reach, the more intense the exercise. And the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. Perfect. Great. And the last exercise is going to be the strengthening of the LPHC. This strengthening exercise that we will be demonstrating targets the LPHC, specifically the erector spinae and the multifidus. Strengthening these muscles helps to address the anterior pelvic tilt, which is common in individuals with pronation distortion syndrome, which we are assuming that our client has. So in order to target these, I'm going to do what's called a Superman exercise. This might also be called a cobra, but what you want to do is you will be getting down onto all fours, and you want to go down onto your stomach, however you want to get down to your stomach is fine. Then you're going to, with your palms facing forward, you're going to bring your fingers up to just touching your temples. You're going to start facing the floor with your face almost touching the floor. And then you're going to lift in the shoulders, lift the chest upwards, engaging the lumbar spine, and also lifting both legs at the same time. Okay. This is going to look like this. And you're going to hold for 3 to 6 seconds. And then release. That's right. Right, so your palms face forward, touch the temples, that's right. And all four at the same time. 3, 2, 1, release. Awesome.
Okay. All right, so another overactive muscle commonly found in pronation distortion syndrome is the lateral gastrocnemius. So the flexibility exercise that I've chosen is with a resistance band. So the client will sit on their bottom on the floor with the legs extended, and we'll wrap the resistance band around the middle portion of the foot, whichever leg they decide to do first, sitting up nice and tall, maintaining the integrity of the spine. Once they're in a comfortable, strong position through the spine, they're going to pull on the resistance band and feel this great stretch in the lateral gastroc. Holding for 20 to 30 seconds, and then releasing, and then switching legs. Okay. It's just around the center of the foot. Sitting up nice and tall. And pull inward toward the torso. That's great. And obviously, if the client notes any pain during this time, then to terminate the stretch. Okay. Right. And now we do the other side. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Another tight muscle is the vastus lateralis. I'm going to do a self-myofascial release for that muscle. So you're going to position the foam roller, which you're going to need for this exercise, horizontally, and have the client come down, and on one side of the body, starting at about the hip, lean onto the foam roller. The bottom leg will remain extended, the top leg comes over and is at about 90 degrees. The hands are about 12 and 3 or 12 and 7, 12 and 8 on the opposite side. And the client is going to roll upward until a point of tenderness is felt. And at that point, they're going to hold the pressure for about 30 seconds or until they feel that tenderness start to dissipate, that pain start to dissipate. And they can move all the way down in the same fashion. And back up. Okay, so my elbow. So you want to come up onto your side. There you go. Bottom leg is extended, top leg is there at 90. Perfect. Straight. And you can roll forward until you feel that point. And the final exercise is a strength exercise for the transverse abdominis. Strengthening this muscle is also going to help to address the anterior pelvic tilt of our client. So we're going to have the client come back down to the floor, seated, and then lying. And this is a backward sit-up. So we're going to have the client start with their hands behind their head in a comfortable position, taking their feet, which are flat on the floor, knees bent. And the movement is to bring the knees toward the chest and bringing the neck up just slightly, holding for 3 seconds. The most important part about this exercise is that as the knees move towards the chest, the client needs to draw in the pelvic floor muscles and engage. And release. Okay. All right, hands behind the head. And engage the pelvic floor. Hold for 3. Good. And release. Great. Awesome. Okay. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.